Hello, and welcome to today's episode of Demystify Selling with Microsoft. And I'm very excited for our conversation today with KatieLynn Meyers. Katie, welcome.
Thank you.
And I'm super excited to talk to you because you've had such an interesting career. You've started off outside of Microsoft in the partner community and then have been at Microsoft for a while. And you've seen both sides inside of Microsoft, both commercial and nonprofit, from my understanding.
I have. Yes.
Great, great. Well, maybe you could take a minute and just introduce yourself, give us a little bit about your background, and then we'll
Yep.
jump into some questions. And I'm really looking forward to diving into the AI story too. So,
Yeah, perfect. So my name is KatieLynn Meyers, and I began my career in the Microsoft technology space over a decade ago. It's been a rewarding adventure, one I'm truly proud of. It's been also incredibly unique, but also it's been one of those things that's kept me humbled and driven at the same time. I would say from my early days, I started in distribution. If anyone looks at my background, I started with Ingram Micro,
okay.
one of the many disties. And that's where my passion really came about with Microsoft, and it took root. And then from there, I started working with vendors and partners all the way to, intentionally seeking out roles that broke silos and really drove impact. So I've really kind of, drove and dived into what it is that I thought would keep me grounded, but also challenged at the same time, and wanting to evolve with the next best thing because technology in this industry, as you know, Rob, is ever evolving. Every
That's
day
for
it's
sure.
something different. And I would say that like over the years, I've just led initiatives across modern work, Azure security, AI is now the new flavor. The last 2 years, I would say that that's really where the organization or my focus has been really honing in from
Yeah.
like the intelligent transformation side. And then I've also scaled cloud adoption, built services, built strategic partnerships, consulted, led solution areas all across industries and verticals like healthcare, government, academic, commercial. So I've really worn multiple hats, if you will, throughout my career.
Yeah, no, and it sounds like you've recently made another change where you've gone from the commercial side of the business to the nonprofit side of the business.
Yes. Yep.
That's cool. And for me, it's really that's such a great place to spend some time. And I think you get to see the how mission driven organizations really can be.
Yep.
So it's got to be a fun change. And sort of looking at it from that perspective, what do you see some of the biggest technology challenges that a nonprofit community faces today?
I would say a lot of it would be driving AI adoption. Right now,
Mhm.
everyone is trying to get on board with it, but also folks don't know where to start. They're initially, I would say they struggle with kind of understanding where it's going to meet within their mission, but also just hesitant to adopt something that's the unknown because the moment that they adopt it, they're worried it's going to change again, which is absolutely valid. It's a
Yeah.
very true statement, but also they don't know what it means to their organization and getting started with the AI adoption side. So I would say a lot of it comes with they don't know where the blueprint is, where to start, the resources, and just what that transformation could look like. So a lot of folks are needing that proof of concept, if you will, that blueprint of what the art of possible would be. But I think that folks are overthinking it. I know that they're overthinking it because I've been a part of those conversations where AI really can right now be as little as just adopting it within your workday to help you get back 5 minutes in your day. And then from there, that evolves and it grows into something more. I think folks are getting too stuck up on the idea that they need to adopt the most current version of whatever that AI platform or that feature is, and that's not true. It's really meeting it where you guys want, even if it is starting at, a crawl stage and then you walk and then you run model. But folks are getting too caught up in the what version are we on now and what features have been rolled out to kind of get, grounded in what could be.
That's so interesting. And I think that, from my perspective, I agree with you completely. And it's an opportunity for a partner to come in and really help, as you said, sort of map that journey out or give nonprofits the blueprint, as you rightly put it, to
Mhm.
start small, start in this little container area. So I'd love to know, do you see that as an opportunity for partners to really come in and coach nonprofits in that area?
Yeah, I mean, a part of our conversations too, because where I am on the nonprofit side, I work with our ISVs. So I work with partners that create solutions specifically tailored to nonprofits, but they don't
Mhm.
necessarily, they're not a nonprofit ISV, which is
Right.
very unique. So they service those nonprofits, and part of their conversation is creating those proof of concepts, if you will, those adoption metrics of what could be and laying out that foundation. And so those conversations are really been like the technical landscape, the readiness to really help them mature into the solution plays that they want.
I love that. And so do you work with both ISVs then and say systems integrators to kind of
Mhm.
marry them together and really come to the table with a complete solution?
Yeah. Yep.
Great, great. And so if you look at some of the examples you've seen of how nonprofits have started using AI, I'd be really interested in, some of the use cases you see in your daily life.
Yeah. I mean, as far as for me personally here at Microsoft, obviously we always have the greatest and latest of tools and
Yeah.
features and agents. I would say that some of the ISVs that we work with right now, I mean, a great example is we have a lot of ISVs that have created like a CRM platform that's specific for donors and tracking and being
Mhm.
able to tailor out specific ideal profiles that would be able to maybe generate more donations. And so part of the AI landscape of that is how can we implement to make more, value for AI? So for every dollar that you spend, Microsoft's AI adoption has been showing that, folks are making $3.70 for every AI that they adoption that they implement. So
Mhm.
the profit is there, the intent is there. They're making more money based on like the first time that they even use AI within a year, they're seeing their return on investment. And so part of those conversations in that landscape has been how do we evolve those agents or some of the features that you want within your organization to see the value of AI and also adopting it and rolling it out to customers, which then also customers see more value from meaningful conversations, or in this case one of the examples I'm sharing, campaigns.
Mhm.
They've noticed like a difference with campaigns where it's more relevant to say the person's interests or some of the things that they're doing, where before it was just a person from marketing that was, hey, let's just run this one, where now they can really do it based on ideal profile and things that they've put in place from AI.
So much more targeting, if I'm hearing you right, is
Yep.
that
More
you're the
mission, yeah, mission aligned. Yeah.
yeah, no, I love that. And I love the fact that being more mission aligned and leveraging AI to really drive the scale of funding and donations is super important for these nonprofits. So maybe
Yeah.
thinking about it from the partner point of view, and if you are coaching a partner on how to work with Microsoft, whether it be an ISV or an SI, what are some of the things that you look for in a good partner and some of the
Mhm.
coaching that you end up giving partners as you're working through with them?
Yeah, I would say that a lot of the partners, I mean, there's so many this industry. This industry has so many ISVs, there's so many partners now, but really the key focus I would say is what sets you apart from other partners? What is it that you have that other folks don't from a solution, whether it's niche, whether it's a mission, or what is your purpose when it comes to what is the actual value proposition that you're going to bring to customers or even just to Microsoft. And so a lot of the folks that we work with, or I should say that I've looked for even prior to my career here, would be just what is the innovation capacity? What is what we like to use the new frontier
Yeah.
landscape, like what does that solution mean and what is it aligned to you and your values? Because I think folks get so lost on trying to upkeep with the technology that they're not really thinking of, does this align to my mission? Does this align to my value as a company? Is this aligned to what we're trying to do in the next 5 years of my landscape? And so really just rolling out the technology that makes sense to them, but also that they can do and that they have the means to. I think so many folks are biting off more than they can chew. And so success wise, they're not really seeing the efforts that they're putting in because they're trying to just upkeep versus just focusing on something that actually aligns to your values and your mission and then rolling it out as a partner or even to a customer.
So if I heard you right, is one of the things I think that you value is that the partners you work with are great, or their
Yeah.
superpower is sort of aligned with either not necessarily a niche, but they know where
Mhm.
they're good, they know where they're great,
Yeah.
and they're not trying to boil the ocean. Is it fair to say that's it's high value
Yes.
to you?
Yes, that's definitely high value. I think that being grounded and certain in what it is that you're trying to accomplish versus just saying that you could do it all, it's okay to not be able to do it all. It's okay to
Right.
just have a particular, niche or a particular mission that you align better well. I mean, that's the whole point of being a partner is that you shouldn't be a person that can be, 25 things at once. Maybe you are
Right.
only one or two things, and that's okay. That is something that is special. Do it well and be the only person in the industry that no one really can touch you. And that's something too that I've learned throughout my years is that even coming from where I was, that folks are trying to do everything and it's not
Right.
possible.
It's not. I think you just
Mm-mm.
you become a jack of all trades and a master of absolutely none. So
Right.
yeah. Okay. So one of the other things that I'd be curious to know from you is how important is it for you to work with partners that understand the Microsoft ecosystem, how to leverage the programs that are available, how to take advantage of the different components of the Microsoft AI Cloud Partner Program, that
Yeah.
mouthful.
Yeah. I mean, I would say that it's not so as much as partners, everybody pretty much transacts with Microsoft nowadays. I mean, there's no options. You either have Microsoft or you have Google. That's just the way the landscape is. You have one or
Yeah.
the other. As far as working with Microsoft, I wouldn't say Microsoft doesn't discriminate. We don't expect any customer or any partner in this channel to know how to navigate anything. That's the whole point of reaching out to our resources, or if you have a specific account manager, they will help navigate you within these programs and align you to that resource. So I wouldn't say that it's something that we rely or expect at all on this end. I mean, Microsoft is a beast. It's hard to navigate, as anybody could go to our site or our knowledge base and
Yeah.
be, oh my gosh, I found this. You better save it because you probably won't find it again. Or the wording of it, you won't find it again with how you found it. And so
Right.
there's no expectations with that. I would say that, asking questions of where to go, there's always somebody that will direct you to the right resource. So I wouldn't say that that's an expectation.
Yeah, no, it's so true that Microsoft is such a behemoth when it comes to the different programs and the different areas that you can focus on. So, well, shifting gears a little bit, and if you were coaching a partner today and you were sharing some wisdom with a CEO or a founder, what would be
Mhm.
one or two of the things that you would coach them on as they're growing their business?
Yeah, I mean, so one of the things that I always look for is just the importance of their partner solution. Like, what is it that they have? What is
Mhm.
it? What is the possibility? Co-sell is a big thing. The visibility of what they have within the channel, if they're a startup, which a lot of our ISVs are, where they are in that landscape so I can kind of know where to navigate them or where we could kind of meet them and help plug and play. The other
Yeah,
part is just the technical depth. What is their capacity as a lot of these organizations, as you know, some folks only have one or two folks that are wearing already 25 hats. Are they at that
yeah,
bandwidth? So really being able to understand where they plug and play is really huge because that helps navigate what is possible versus, having these unrealistic expectations from both parties and not achieving anything. So that's always my big importance with these CEOs is just understanding what it is that they have and just what is their alignment mission wise.
okay, great. And so, do you interact or do your partners interact with Marketplace when it comes to their
Yeah.
ISV solutions?
Yep, marketplace is a huge thing right now. Sales enablement, I think folks forget about it. I don't know why. Folks are looking for, especially customers, I should say, from a partner perspective, customers are looking for an easy landscape where a lot of folks don't want to talk to somebody. They want to just transact it because they understood the product, buy it, and implement it themselves. And so,
Yeah,
marketplace is a huge ordeal, even from my prior lives before coming here at Microsoft,
yeah,
where, sales enablement and buying product is instant. And then that gives more time from a sales organic growth for partners to really focus or have their sales team focus on more of a reactive where you reach out to see if things are needed from the customer. So there's a little bit of play here where it naturally grows, but also there's less hands touching and proactiveness, less marketing involved because you're already there. So folks will just find you naturally from a small advertisement that, is less marketing when it comes to marketplace. But yeah, we deal with marketplace here. I dealt with marketplace before here.
Yeah.
It's a huge movement that I think folks forget about is where do I go for that and how do I even get on there from a partner perspective, which we have those resources here at Microsoft. I deal with partners all the time that are wanting to get their solutions as an ISV on the marketplace. And so there are teams like ISV Success with Microsoft, which is free that you can
Mhm.
use to get your solution onboarded, tracking, advertisement, all of that is built within it.
Yeah, no, I love that. And I think it is underutilized. I think that there's lots of offers there, but I think that there's so much more room to harness the power of marketplace. And as I think you mentioned there, you're alluding to, is that it's the way that buyers want to interact
Mm-hmm.
today. We're moving away from that sort of first touch sales call to
Yeah.
let me go do my own research.
Yep. And I would say that honestly, as you know this, the marketplace and probably I would say the pandemic really kind of changed that where sales became more, how quick can I get it? I don't want to talk to somebody. And so that's really
Right.
kind of created this whole snowball effect where now the marketplace is a really big impact for folks. And so I think that that's where really you should focus if your solution is up and ready as an ISV, or
Yeah.
even if you are a customer searching for a particular product, the marketplace is always a great place to start, especially if you don't want to be influenced by sales, as much as I hate to say that, or you're just looking to search on your own. I mean, it's always a good place to go look.
Yeah, and I think you alluded to something there in sort of up and ready. In terms of that, I always think of transactable. I think that that's a big motion for partners to not underestimate that having a solution on the marketplace is one thing, but having a transactable
Yeah.
solution on the marketplace is a very different thing. And I would
Yep.
be curious what your thoughts are.
Yeah, they are definitely very different. You're right, Rob. So when
Mhm.
it comes to the marketplace, a lot of people can put their solutions on there. However, they're not transactable. What it
Yeah,
does is it ends up referring them back to your website with a phone number to call, which normally goes to like your sales team or marketing that generates
yeah,
a lead. That's great, but it doesn't really help move the needle when it comes to, organic growth. So getting your actual solution to be transactable on the marketplace with a cost, and it also tracks it within your Azure portal of, folks that's transacting, that's huge.
yeah.
And so it is a little bit of extra work, but it doesn't, I mean, we have a whole team here that if you can put in that time to get it in there, it makes all the difference, but also it just creates natural growth versus you folks having to, follow up on leads and chase. Now the customer's already transacted. All you have to do is just reach out to them for, hey, how's it going? Customer
Right,
satisfaction. Maybe you become their account manager because it was a big
right.
sale. So it comes down to, I know some folks don't like that because it is hands off and some like the traditional sales aspect where you're talking to them, the whole
Mhm.
sales process, but unfortunately, we do live in a time and an era where folks want it like this. And so it doesn't hurt to have that. And there still is an option where we do have a lot of our ISVs on the marketplace where they do still have a phone number, but you can still transact the product.
Right,
So
right.
I think that that's something where folks get lost in that, where they overthink it. And honestly, I mean, marketplace is the new way to kind of sell. And it's not
Right.
just your product. You can also build, there's other platforms that you could also build off of if you are, let's say, a partner that has multiple solutions. You
Mhm.
can add as many as you want on there. It doesn't
Right.
have to just be one.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And I think you touched on it, and I just want to highlight it is that when you use the marketplace, your impact is captured almost immediately.
Yep.
You get to see the Azure impact, and if I'm not mistaken, the account executives on Microsoft or at Microsoft will realize that as well for
Yep.
one of their customers if they're aligned to that customer. So there's just so many benefits to that.
Yeah,
Well,
and we allow it. I mean, it's uploaded for free essentially with our team. So,
yeah,
or you can do it yourself. You could always use, your own resources, or you could reach out to like a third party partner to kind of help implement it. But most of the time, a lot of partners have used our ISV success team and they've gotten it uploaded and it's been successful, knock on wood. So,
yeah, no, the ISV success team is fantastic. I've had a chance to meet and interview a number of them, and they all are just so committed to helping the ISV community and the software development community really be super successful. So I think it's a great resource you pointed out. Excellent. Well, KatieLynn, I want to thank you so much for spending some time with us today. I'm
Yeah.
so appreciative you sharing this with the Microsoft partner community. There's a lot that they can unpack from today. So again, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I appreciate the time.
We will talk to you soon. Take care.
Perfect.